Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Malt channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here on my day off, and whoo, I just finished 4 nights in a row at the hospital, guys. So I got a few days off, guys, and today we're gonna do a video. Tomorrow we're gonna do a video, but this one right here, I know a lot of y'all are excited about this, especially if you loved the OG. If you held the OG to such a high regard, guys, I'm sure you want to know what I have to say about this nice new 2023 flanker to that legendary fragrance. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel, guys. If you guys like the no hype reviews as well as real deal breakdowns of all these fragrances, guys, I do not leave any stone unturned on these reviews. Please do not forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button as we head towards 17,000 subscribers. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than the 2023 release from Nishane. Finally got the package a few days ago. This is none other than Nishane's Hacivat X. Oh my God, this is it right here. Nishane Hacivat X. What a time to be alive, huh? What a time to be a perfume collector. Just recently, I did a review on Elysium All Intense. So, I mean, this is, you can call it a cash grab or whatever, but to me, I'm always excited when the company themselves produce a flanker of something that is legendary, something that we all, these fragrances that we hold dear to our hearts, and definitely Hacivat is one of them. This is the 2023 flanker of this one. And I know there's a Hacivat Oud. I'll get into that as well, but this is X right here. Okay, so before we talk about Nishane Hacivat X, let's go talk about the original really quickly, guys, because this has a lot to do with my review of X. Now, the original Nishane Hacivat undoubtedly was the Aventus-like release by Nishane into the perfume world, and of course that fragrance, Hacivat, the OG, garnered so much success, immense success, guys, okay? And let me tell you what made Hacivat very, very successful. Number one was Hacivat the OG's massively strong sillage and projection on its citrusy opening. Okay, that is one of the reasons, guys, and this comes as Aventus, although Aventus was great, Aventus was getting complaints from certain people that expected a stronger performing Aventus, and they didn't get that. So what Nishane did was that they put in that bergamot, they put in that grapefruit, they put in that pineapple, as well as some ISOE super, and then now you've got this monstrously performing huge sillage citrus beast, okay, which is known as Hacivat. And I think that, to me, that's the first thing that a lot of people really liked about Hacivat. The second thing about Hacivat that really made Hacivat what it is the oak moss, okay? The oak moss note, to me, is what made Hacivat what it is. And if you look at a lot of these recent perfumes, some people that don't have much experience, maybe they've only tried Aventus and its flankers or the clones, and they haven't tried Hacivat, they're actually referring to these new fragrances as sort of like what Aventus should be, guys. But to me, some of these fragrances actually smell like Hacivat. Case in point number one is ATH Supernova. I will be reviewing that fragrance probably tomorrow. And ATH Supernova, a lot of people are saying that this is what Aventus should be, okay? But honestly, the thing about ATH Supernova is that it smells kind of like Hacivat. Why? Because of that oak moss patchouli right there in the mix, and that is very, very Hacivat. You know, that is what makes Hacivat what it is, because every previous iteration, I mean, if you look at Aventus or Elysium, they do not have that oak moss patchouli combination, but Hacivat does. Another recent fragrance that a lot of people are saying smells like Aventus, it's really very Aventus-y, is Mind Games Blockade. And you know, when I first tried Blockade in Beverly Hills Perfumery, my friend Alan, who owns the store, basically said this. He said, you know what, man, before you even try it, let me tell you, it's mango plus Hacivat. And guess what? It was, okay? It really was mango plus Hacivat. And that fragrance, Mind Games Blockade, did not have the oak moss. However, they did replace the oak moss with that tomato leaf to create a very, very similar sensation. So if you've ever sprayed Mind Games Blockade and you know Hacivat, you'll probably feel that similarity just with some added mango right there. So Hacivat to me, it's like its own fragrance. It has its own identity in my opinion, guys, and that's what makes it what it is. Add that monstrous sillage, a lot of that citrus in the beginning, and you've got a hit right there. Now the interesting thing here with X is that they removed the oak moss. They removed the oak moss, yes. And I was just like, whoa. So if they remove the oak moss, then what is this perfume now? You know, what's it gonna smell like now without the main chief identifier of the original Hacivat? It's now gone. It's almost like you took the S out of Superman. Number two was that they removed the grapefruit. They removed the grapefruit. So now you don't have that strong, tart, citrusy grapefruit, which was in the OG as well. So that really made me wonder what this flanker was gonna be like without the oak moss, without the grapefruit. Very interesting stuff. But of course, I tested it for you guys, so I give you guys the lowdown on this fragrance. Enough of that. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about Nishane's Hacivat X, shall we? Okay, so on paper, let's look at the notes. You've got the intro of pink pepper, bergamot, as well as pineapple. Okay, so that is an interesting mix right there. Again, no grapefruit from the original. Now, the first thing I will say is that here in the opening, the bergamot that's supposed to be the most Aventus-y note out there, almost every other Aventus-like fragrance is bergamot heavy. They're packing heavy on that bergamot. In the case of Hacivat X, the pineapple is stronger than the bergamot. Okay, the pineapple is stronger than the bergamot, FYI. And that is an interesting dynamic change here with Hacivat, because normally you would expect a strong amount of bergamot plus grapefruit plus ISOE super to create that really tart citrusy opening that is Aventus-like to a degree. But here guys, pineapple is much stronger. It is a very natural, realistic smelling, juicy pineapple, which gives me some tropical vibes, but more importantly, it's an uplifting, like fruity pineapple vibe with a really good amount of bergamot, but not the bergamot that we usually expect. It's not heavy on bergamot. The citrus will still be there, the citrus of bergamot, but like I said, the pineapple is much stronger here in the opening. There is also some pink peppercorn that provides some spice to a degree. And the other interesting thing that I've got here in this opening is that it is creamy and woody right here in the opening. I'm talking about seconds after you spray this thing, it is creamy and woody, guys. Okay, so either they left out the woody notes, maybe there's like a sandalwood note right here, right in the mid that comes out really early, or the cedar woody notes are that strong that goes out here in the opening, but you will smell a creamy woody smell on top of that strong pineapple and then bergamot type of opening right here. The first thing I'm going to say is that this fragrance is uplifting. It is uplifting. And when I say the word uplifting, it is a bit different. I mean, I know that a lot of people use that word like it's nothing, but to me, when I say uplifting, I'm talking about if you're outdoors or indoors, you would really feel your spirits rise because of the uplifting nature of a fragrance. I say this thing when it comes to aldehydes or florals, but because of that pineapple note right here, guys, which is much stronger, much juicy, much more tropical feeling, and then you have that creamy woody base that comes in as well real early, it feels uplifting. Okay, it feels uplifting versus the really tart, citrusy bomb that was the combination of the original with that grapefruit, with a stronger bergamot, a weaker pineapple, and of course your ISOE super. You don't get that here. This opening is very lovely, but it's also very natural smelling, and it is very uplifting as well. Now this intro, before it bridges into the mid, I would say it lasts an hour, guys, okay? And the thing I like about Hacivat X is the sillage and projection, especially initially, guys. And this type of sillage and projection, I have been trying fragrances for over 3 years, like with this channel, but of course more than that. I mean, I do know my preferences when it comes to sillage and projection. This is it right here. With Hacivat X, this sillage and projection might not be the monstrous beast that resembles the OG, but it is a consistent aura scent that creates a scent trail. To me, this is typically what I wish for any fragrance that I ever collect. I would have this kind of sillage and projection, not too crazy and loud or screechy or synthetic to where to me it's kind of abrasive, but to me it would be like a flowy, nice, consistently strong sillage. That is what I expect of almost every perfume, but of course I do not get that. But definitely here with Hacivat X, that is what I get, and I love it. Now as we continue into the mid, past a couple of hours, guys, this turns floral. Okay, this turns floral, guys, and this is again part of the uplifting natural nature of Hacivat X. Okay, so right here in the mid, you are gonna get orange blossom as well as jasmine. Now right here, I don't know if this is what you guys like or not, but you are gonna get that natural smelling floral mid here with Hacivat X. You're still gonna get the creamy woodsy background right here, but definitely the florals add to that uplifting nature of this fragrance. Now, if you're wondering if this is all it is, and for those that are afraid of floral type mids, guys, fear not, because what they did right here is that they used lime as the key balancer here in this mid. Okay, so you're gonna get this strong lime that appears, I would say, like an hour and a half to 2 hours in. This strong lime that continues on from the bergamot, but this strong lime is really gonna cut through all those florals. And to me, the lime was made to remind you of the OG Hacivat. It's like they didn't give you the grapefruit, but we're gonna give you lime right here in the mid, guys. Okay, so you're gonna get some tart lime. It's gonna feel somewhat like the original with the grapefruit, with that citrus of lime, that sharp tart lime right there. But again, in the backdrop of uplifting, beautiful, sweet florals, as well as a creamy, woody base. Now, to me, in my testing, I really felt like Hacivat X was made now to be a unisex scent. I have always felt that the original Hacivat was a men's perfume. Okay, and this one right here, Hacivat X, with the inclusion of a natural character, a natural smelling character with uplifting feels, I feel like, it's really unisex at this point. I mean, it will have the same like pineapple, bergamot, lime feels that the original has, but I think that women can use this as well because of the woody nature, the uplifting florals. Like, I feel like this is more unisex than the OG. Now headed into the dry down, guys, this fragrance Hacivat X goes into some vetiver, woods, and some mild patchouli. Okay, so again, this fragrance does not have the oak moss that the original has, but instead you get this nice vetiver. Okay, so if you love vetiver, that earthy and sweet smelling vetiver mixed in with some creamy woods and just a slight mild amount of patchouli, I think that you're gonna like this dry down right here. Again, very calming, very zen. It just matches, again, that natural progression, that uplifting progression of Hacivat X. Quite different in my opinion, but the same because you've got your lime, you got your bergamot, and you still got your pineapple. However, like I said, this one is a lot more natural. The dry down is very calming to me. I love vetiver and I love these creamy woods that they put in here that seems to be on every stage of the fragrance. I kind of miss the oak moss, but I mean, that's the point of having a flanker. It should be slightly different from the original, no? So it was really compelling to see the oak moss gone, and you know what? They replaced it with a good combination of notes right here in the dry down. Ultimately, to me, Hacivat X is a unisex, uplifting, natural smelling, beautiful spring summer fragrance, guys. And I think that this slightly deviates from the Aventus killer identity of Hacivat. I mean, even though you are going to get that bergamot, like I said, there is no grapefruit, guys. There's not a lot of other fruity notes. There's no black currant that, you know, Aventus has. But what you get right here, guys, is you get a very uplifting natural fragrance. Again, wonderful pineapple. If you're a fan of pineapple, you'll definitely get loads of it on this fragrance. And I would say that this is a nice departure from that Aventus killer identity of the OG Hacivat. This one definitely, I would say, is for a more versatile, diverse crowd, in my opinion. I mean, this is past the mainstream. I think that niche lovers will be appreciative of the changes that, you know, Nishane did with Hacivat X. But of course, if you're still looking for that Aventus killer, there are just so many out there. Again, I'm reviewing Supernova tomorrow. Get those, okay? Because if you are looking for that here in X, I think you'll be disappointed because it's not the OG. And I mean, that's really what it is, guys. Bottom line, this is a slightly different fragrance. Some people are going to say that it smells really like the original, but in my opinion, no. I mean, they took out some of the key identity dimensions of the original Hacivat, and they replaced it though with some really good tweaks and new dimensions with this fragrance Hacivat X. Total performance, guys, is 10 to 11 hours, so that's not a problem whatsoever. And again, I love the sillage and projection of this fragrance. A nice scent trail, a nice aura scent, not really like a room conqueror or like a really loud you know, fragrance with a lot of bravado. I'm not really into that. So I like the performance of Hacivat X right here. Of course, it's not going to be like the original, so I'm telling you that right now to, you know, set your expectations straight. Ultimately, this is a try first, guys, okay? And if you're gonna blind buy their sample set. They do have a sample set with all the X perfumes, and I do promise I will review all of them. Wulong Cha X, Ani X, I'm gonna go through all of them. Don't worry, guys, okay? Just like this one. But of course, since it's spring, summer, and Hacivat undoubtedly is the most popular fragrance of Nishane. Ani will be next, but this is what I had to go first with. And I think that this is a winner. But of course, you must try it first because, of course, I'm sure a lot of y'all have a lot of these expectations. Hopefully, I was able to kind of give you guys some concrete data on what to expect with Nishane Hacivat X. All right, so that is it. That is my review of Nishane's Hacivat X, guys, from the latest X collection of Nishane. Let me know on the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. I'm pretty sure we all got our packages pretty much at the same time or the same week from Istanbul. So let me know in the comments below what y'all think. I mean, did you guys like this flanker of Hacivat? Which one do you like better, the original or this one? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And again, please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with ATH Supernova, which has a little bit of Hacivat in it. Okay, that's a little preview. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Peace.